Hello, welcome to another video. Gobtober day 20. Wow. I'm doing anything to make it look more appealing out there because it is miserable. Right, let's get on with it. A prompt list. Dice. 39. What is 39? Claw marks. We'll work with that. Cool. Okay, this is kind of an interesting one. So first thing is to extend the architecture from the panel above, which seems like a long time since I did that, and just include the basics of the prompt, so some claw marks on those steps. And then I really had a little think and decided, yes, I do. I want to include the thing that made the claw marks. So in this case, I really wanted to do a werewolf, and I'm not entirely sure whether I've got werewolf on the prompt list, so it's a good excuse to put one in there anyway. Assuming the skeletal king is somewhat vampiric, you know, the go-to enemy of vampires is werewolves, so I thought it'd be quite cool to have a werewolf kind of approaching the throne. Maybe it's all going to kick off. Who knows? You know, I'm sure we'll find out in the days to come with what comes next in the map's narrative. But yeah, kind of quite straightforward, trying to just make the thing read as a werewolf, not going too nuts with the hair, because at this scale it's not going to show up too well. And then it's just a case of filling in the details, making sure I've got some dark areas around the edge so it kind of frames the image a little bit. And yeah, fairly straightforward. Get the big fat smelly pen out to do in my big shadows, and everything's good. Right, let's see what Gobtober brings today. Hopefully something good and fun. Okay, today's Gobtober thing is Thug. Okay, see what we did last year? I forgot about this guy. I genuinely quite like this guy. He's not somebody you want to mess with. Got very muscular arms and tiny legs, which is something I really enjoy doing with kind of quite ridiculous characters. So yeah, I think I'll try and do something a bit different, but we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, let's go. So, like I said, I really enjoyed this guy from last year, but I do want to do something different. So I kept with quite a small goblin, quite chunky legs. And I kind of thought, well, if I'm going to make him a thug, let's make him have the biggest kind of stick in the yard, so to speak. So I kind of wanted him to have this kind of giant mace, and that's what makes him a thug, because he could just beat people up with this mace. He's like the schoolyard bully type thing. So I really wanted to get that across in his face. You know, kind of not particularly intelligent. Kind of, you know, so I give him a big brow and a big kind of underbite. Yeah, underbite. I always get those two confused, underbite or overbite. So yeah, it's just a case of kind of really selling that characteristic. And so I've got that kind of good base to work on with the pencil, and I can fill in the details with the pen. Obviously, if you're not as confident with your drawing, you can fill in more details with the pencil. I'm always in a hurry to get to the pen, and I'm very heavy-handed with my pencil as well, so I kind of feel the sooner I can get to the pen, the less rubbing out I'll have to do afterwards. So yeah, kind of feel like I got his face kind of right. I feel like he feels quite thuggish. I kind of like this kind of spiky armor. I kind of think that kind of helps a little as well. And just getting in kind of some of the details, giving him quite skinny arms, because I think all bullies are kind of cowards in the end, and I kind of tried to get that across in his arms. You know, everything's really about that expression on his face and that great big weapon he's carrying. You know, without that weapon, he's maybe not as good or not as effective as beating people up. So yeah, fairly straightforward, this one. Brilliant seeing more and more stuff on Instagram, so keep them coming. Fantastic. If you want to take part, visit oddartworks.com and download a prompt list, have a look at some other prompts and maps and all sorts of stuff that I've got on there as well. But yeah, I'm seeing some fantastic kind of artworks that people are sharing with me. Some You know, some that are just hilarious, some which are so detailed it's unbelievable. And well done to everyone still keeping up with this on day 20. You know, that's an achievement. And getting to the end of the month, I'm hoping you'll be able to look back and just think, wow, I did a thing, I finished something. Because it's not easy, it really isn't easy. I know Charlotte is struggling at the moment to get them done, but she's doing them, she's still at it, I hope. But yeah. So yeah, as always, if you enjoy these videos, like and subscribe. I'll be going back to weekly videos once Gobtober is over. But yeah, share them, comment, let me know what you think. And yeah, send me your stuff on Instagram. I love seeing it. Right, the big fat smelly pen's out, so that must mean that we're nearly done. And yeah, I think this guy turned out pretty well. I dare say he's an improvement over last year. He's very different, but I like him. It's good. Alright folks, thanks for watching, and as always, a massive thank you to my patrons whose support really makes these videos possible. And as always folks, I will see you tomorrow. Take it easy. Bye now.